To help fix a broken agricultural system, hydroponic and vertical farms have emerged as a high-tech and innovative solution to local food security, with hundreds of millions of dollars going into hydroponic companies and greenhouses who grow lettuce, leafy greens, tomatoes, and other small crops indoors year-round. The need for additional food solutions is clear. At minimum, we need to double food production over the next 30 years. But the problem is we are losing fertile land at an exponential rate, while floods, drought, and temperature changes are an increasing threat to many of the foods that we love. And because conventional farming has stripped our soil, the food we eat has lost a lot of its nutritional value. For those of you who don't know, hydroponic methods grow plants in a water-based nutrient solution instead of using soil. Vertical farms stack plants vertically to maximize the number of plants per square foot, and most of them use hydroponic methods. Some of the benefits of hydroponics are amazing. The yields for crops are much higher than in soil. They save up to 90% on water, and the need for pesticides is pretty much eliminated. When placed in a greenhouse where you can control temperature, lighting, and humidity, obviously you can then grow food year-round. And while all of these are fantastic benefits, the more important question is, will these hydroponic systems and vertical farms truly feed our world? Are they the food revolution that we have been waiting for? Because when it comes to solving global problems and local supply chains, we've got to ask ourselves, is this truly a solution, or are we being enamored by a high-tech, shiny object? So in this video, we're going to be talking about the other side of the picture, especially as it relates to how these systems are designed. Here are the 9 challenges of hydroponic and vertical farms that for some reason, few seem to be talking about and investors seem to be ignoring. Number 1. They are expensive and hard to scale globally. The startup costs can easily range from $25 to $100 million just to grow lettuce, leafy greens, or tomatoes. Think about your local community, or even a developing country. Imagine trying to build a $30 million greenhouse in Africa just for 1 or 2 crops. Not gonna happen. And the costs mean that if wheat could grow well in a vertical farm, a loaf of bread would have to cost $24. Number 2, food types are limited. If you like your coffee, bread, pasta, apples, wine, beer, artichokes, some superfoods, and much more, well, there's some bad news. Today, they cannot grow in hydroponic systems either due to design limitations or to costs associated with that crop at scale. The current systems typically grow smaller crops like lettuce, basil, tomatoes, peppers, and berries. But the bottom line is that current hydroponic systems and vertical farms today cannot grow most of the foods you've enjoyed in the past week. This means they cannot guarantee food security, unless maybe you're a rabbit. Number 3, profitability. Only 27% of the world's vertical farms and only up to 60% of hydroponic systems are profitable. In recent years, bankruptcy rates for hydroponic companies are increasing, which just goes to show that often the numbers don't stack up, even if the plants do. Number 4, use of synthetic nutrients. Hydroponic systems can clog very easily, so they must rely on water-soluble nutrients. These nutrients are synthetically created in an air-polluting factory, some of them that used to be former bomb-making factories from World War II, and then put into a water-soluble form that must be purchased and shipped. This only adds to dependency of external supply chains and also pricing controls. Number 5, food waste cannot be precisely dosed or used effectively. Food waste is a massive issue. We waste up to 30% of our food, and when it decomposes, it releases toxic methane into the air. However, as much as food waste is a challenge, it could be our greatest opportunity because it's full of billions of natural, locally sourced nutrients that could be the perfect food for food if used effectively. But the challenge is current hydroponic systems cannot use whole food nutrients from food waste or precisely dose them because the design would clog and break down. Number 6, hydroponic food tastes watered down. Have you ever picked up a bright red strawberry or tomato, only to be massively disappointed that when you took a bite, you were met with a bland, watered-down taste? Well, unfortunately, that's what you get with hydroponics because it's mostly food grown in water, with none of the biology, natural nutrients, or microorganisms that help make food taste great. Number 7, no natural ecosystem. Hydroponic systems are often completely sterile and synthetic. By and large, the industry does not include creating a balanced ecosystem as a standard practice. Most fail to include bees, birds, microorganisms, microbes, biome, or designs that can allow for companion planting. These are all things that for thousands of years have helped plants thrive, be nourishing, and taste great. Number 8, failure to be sustainable. Yes, hydroponic methods save massively on water, limit pesticides, and greenhouses can sometimes use renewable energy. But impact and ESG funds are turning a blind eye to all of the data related to the inputs, the energy needs, and the materials associated with these systems. It's not a secret that the artificial lighting and energy needs are astronomical for a controlled environment. Even if you apply renewables, solar for example, you may need to use more land for the solar panels than you tried to save. Hydroponic designs themselves are full of plastic, and this plastic is often not food grade. Some use PVC pipes, which contain a known carcinogen, vinyl chloride, that could be leaking into the water. The plastic piping and drip emitters often clog, break down, and then get thrown into a landfill. The carbon, pollution, and energy involved in making synthetic nutrients in the factory and then having to ship them is a high carbon process and technically unnecessary when there are natural resources or waste streams nearby, but simply can't be used in these systems. Nothing about these hydroponic farms is technically a regenerative process or truly mimics natural ecosystems or allowing waste streams to be used as inputs for a self-sustaining or circular solution. Number 9, farmers are being displaced. While hydroponics are presented to us as the solution for all things food security, it's not giving farmers the opportunities they need right now. The truth is, our farmers are leveraged, they're broke, and they're distraught. The increased rate of suicide among farmers in the US and globally is the dirty little secret no one seems to be talking about. The hydroponic systems are now resulting in centralized production facilities that are often funded by wealthy financiers instead of providing solutions that communities or farmers need now. With the rise in automation, yes, we are going to have to adjust on how that affects the global workforce. And yes, robots are starting to and will be able to grow our food. But here's an idea worth considering. Some people really enjoy working the land with the food and with plants. It's their passion, their life, and their love that they put into it. Are we going to take that joy away from everyone? Also remember that for thousands of years, as humans, we have evolved to have an energetic exchange with the land and the food that we grow. Are we going to give up that exchange too? If you're a foodie, you know what I mean when you can feel both the exquisite blend of care from farmer and chef that ends up as a wonderful meal on your plate. So do these problems have solutions? Well, it might seem impossible to deploy a more globally scalable, lower cost system that truly integrates a self-sustaining model for food security. It doesn't have to be. Some holistic companies and systems designers are working on self-sustaining solutions to each of these limitations in the video so that we can grow more crop types, generate food that is nutritious, tastes great, and all while using 100% locally sourced natural nutrients. At the end of the day, this is not to be anti-tech. Technology is a massive advantage when used in the most effective way. But when it comes to nature, we have to just determine, are we using tech as a band-aid or as a complete replacement? And the root of many of these hydroponic innovations do come from good intentions. But the way they're designed and built now, they're just a rocket ship pointed in the wrong direction. Well, that's a wrap for whether hydroponics and vertical farming is the food revolution we've been waiting for. If you liked this video or learned a few things, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Until next time, bye-bye.